It's Gorman in the Morning with Fletcher and Ryder. Now, 92 KQRS.
Gorman in the morning, Minnesota's 92 KQRS. It was March 27th, 1984 that I saw The Clash. And they opened with London Calling, and I don't remember a thing after that because I was gone in rock and roll heaven.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah, that was kind of badass. It's Friday morning. I'm in a really good mood, and I'm right here alongside Paul Fletcher.
It's because your belly's full of burgers. That's why you're so happy.
Exactly right. Ryder.
You would think it's a show that somebody put on and, the show's over, but it wasn't a show. It's reality.
It's reality, gentlemen.
This is reality.
It is reality. It's fine.
It's
good reality.
Get a big old slice of reality, Jack.
Hell yeah.
Happy Friday, as Joe Elliott would sing.
Wow.
Happy to be here.
Yeah.
On August the 8th.
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, right now, Paul Fletcher, I'm feeling Minnesota. Give me some headlines.
Oh, man, I don't want to kill your mood.
Go for it.
Are you strapped in, buckled up?
Go for it.
DNR staff made a rare discovery in Minnesota recently. A den of timber rattlesnakes. The collection of snakes.
Hang on. I was told that Minnesota had no venomous snakes.
Let me give you some context.
Big part of why I decided to come here.
The collection of snakes, which are considered a threatened species, was found by non-game biologists in southeastern Minnesota's Driftless area, which is the only place in Minnesota you'll find the reptiles, they say. While such a find may be cause for alarm for some, like Steve Gorman,
yes,
the DNR says that the snakes, while venomous, are generally docile.
Great. That's cool. Listen. If I've known one thing as well as the back of my own hand, it's I am destined to step on a snake one day and it's going to bite me. That's all I know. It's just going to happen. I'm going to be down there in the driftless part of the state, like, man, this foliage is amazing, and then I'm not going to look where I'm going, and one thing's going to lead to another.
You're
and
near
then
the rattle, though.
Yeah, no. I got the tinnitus is going to overshoot that rattle.
All right,
I'm saying, got hearing problems.
We will.
I'm snake bait. That's me. Just a big piece of snake bait.
You're going to speak it into existence, man.
Just accepting my fate.
Thoughts and prayers in advance. This bright and shiny mood that we're kicking things off with is perfect going into this because there's a bright new attraction hitting Mall of America. Super Neon, an interactive landscape of shifting neon light experiences, will make its global debut at our Mega Mall on September 12th. It's an 11,000 square foot vibrant wonderland of glowing lights and surreal landscapes. It includes rooms described as a colorful rainstorm, a magical forest, and glowing sculptures and spaces where visitors can paint. They use quotes with paint with beams of color. Tickets become available next week on August 14th.
Are they handing out ecstasy at the door?
Thank you. That was
I knew writing this, they're going to be drug jokes for sure.
Yeah, well,
you might want to try this the first time sober. I don't know.
You were describing it, and I was already patting my pockets. Wait, hold on.
Do
I have something?
Yeah.
Do I have something I can take?
Oh, man. Yeah, so that's coming. And it sounds like there's going to be a waiting list for pre-orders on tickets, so get in on that if you're interested.
Yeah.
What? There's going to be a waiting list?
Yeah, for pre-orders. That's what they're saying, yeah.
Okay.
They're expecting this to be a huge thing. Vance Belter pled not guilty to federal charges in the killings of Representative Melissa Hortman and her husband and the shootings of Senator John Hoffman and his wife. The shooter made a brief court appearance yesterday morning and waived the reading of the 6-count indictment. Conviction of 2 of the counts carry the possibility of the death penalty, but prosecutors haven't said whether they'll seek a capital sentence. No trial dates were set during the plea hearing.
Yeah, good luck with that, bud.
Metallica is rumored to be considering a residency at the Sphere after their 2026 tour, with drummer Lars Ulrich expressing interest in the venue. This has kind of been rumored for the last week or so, but it seems to be gaining some steam. Metallica's potential residency at Sphere would draw from their iconic imagery and history to create a visually entertaining show. And the word is the show would be, they tend to really lean on new music when they play shows. This would be more of a greatest hits performance, they're saying.
I would imagine so.
With all these details, it kind of sounds like they're down the road a ways.
Trust me, I know a little bit about how that band operates. It's already planned. It's already completely sculpted and figured out. He's just dropping breadcrumbs. Also, by the way, we talked about this the other day about the Super Bowl, and I saw an interview this week where Lars said that his dream would be to play the Super Bowl in San Francisco in February of 26. He said it's a dream come true if we could play this next Super Bowl.
Please.
Which, again, tells me That's your odds-on favorite then.
All right.
He wouldn't be saying that stuff if they weren't already well in the works.
He wouldn't be saying if there wasn't at least a chance.
They don't
right?
leave much to chance.
Right,
Yeah, they don't open a lot of doors they're not prepared to run through, those guys in Metallica.
Yeah, those people running promotions for Metallica, dude, they are on their game.
Let me tell you, there's no weak links in the Metallica fortress, let me tell you.
I'm going to walk around with my fingers and my toes crossed for both of those things. You've maybe noticed Instagram has a new map feature that allows you to share your location with friends in real time. However, if you like your privacy, and you know what, I seem to remember a certain Steve Gorman wondering, how can I turn this off? I think it was yesterday.
Yeah.
If you want your privacy, you don't want your location shared, you can turn it off. The settings are in kind of a weird spot, but it's not hard. Open Instagram. I'm going to go through this quickly, but there's a backup. So just go with me on this, and then I'll explain. Open Instagram. Okay. Tap the messaging icon on the top right to open messages. Tap the map feature at the top middle of your inbox. Then there's a cog icon in the top right corner. Click on that. Then you can choose your preferences from there. Here's the thing. I put up a fancy little instruction video with circles and instructions on our Instagram and our Facebook at 92KQRS because I've actually had multiple people say, how do I turn this stupid thing off? I got the notification, but I don't want it. So there you go. That's how you do it.
So when I go to there, I don't get the map thing. I don't see it. It doesn't show up in my... Maybe I need an update on my phone or something.
Might already be off, but did you get the notification that it was there?
No, I don't see anything.
Then you might be good.
Good. That's the way I like it.
Yeah. OpenAI unveiled a new AI model, GPT-5, which is faster, more accurate, and less likely to, quote, hallucinate than previous systems. It's described... What? Yeah.
Okay.
Apparently, ChatGPT hallucinates. It's described as feeling significantly better to interact with compared with talking to a PhD-level expert in any topic. OpenAI has introduced a reasoning model to power the free version of ChatGPT, allowing the system to, quote, think through complex problems before providing an answer.
Whatever. I mean, I'm like, with all technology, I wait for a few rounds of this. So when they get to ChatGPT 57, I'll take a look.
The OpenAI they aim to achieve artificial general intelligence, but acknowledges that significant advancements are still needed to reach this ultimate goal.
I just don't think the world should be run by something that if you simply unplug something else, they lose all their power. They lose it all.
Yeah.
That's me. Call me crazy.
Yeah. This is really cool, I think. There's a new way to listen to music coming. Tiny vinyl are 4-inch records that hold up to 4 minutes of music per side. Co-founders Neil Kohler and Jesse Mann say they created Tiny Vinyl to blend the vinyl resurgence with the interest in miniature collectibles. My kids love miniature collectibles. I don't know why, but it's a thing. The Tiny Vinyl records play at 33 RPM on a standard turntable and use only a tenth of the material required for a traditional 12-inch record, but are fully functional with authentic jackets, cover art, and limited edition numbering. There are releases from Black Sabbath, Ghost, Chappell Roan, Frank Sinatra, the Rolling Stones, and more coming. They're available now for pre-order at Target, and it looks like the first releases will be dropping about September 12th.
Okay.
Did they not know about 7 inches? Like, we already have 7 inches.
Yeah,
Tell the kids about 7 inches.
I like 7 inches is a good size to me. I like that. It just, it fits right there. You hold it. You know what it is. If you hand me a 4-inch record, I'm going to go, and I'm just going to throw it like it's a tiny little Frisbee.
Yeah. As far as toys, there are 3-inch record players with little special 3-inch records.
Really?
Yeah, they usually do like a few of them over Record Store Day or something like that. We have a collection of Johnny Cash ones. There's some Beastie Boy ones. Like, we got a tiny little stack. So if the kids need miniatures, this already exists.
I'm not a collector. I don't have a collection of anything. Mm-hmm. So, I got some drums. But, I mean, that's kind of like work.
Some drums?
Yeah.
Come on,
I got a few.
Okay.
But, I mean, I don't have any, I don't know. It just never clicked. And I go to someone's house and I'm like, look at all those beer cans or look at all whatever. And I'm like, that is awesome. And it's just not a chip in my brain. I've never thought to do that.
I hear everything that both of you are saying with 7 inches and 3 inches. If it's a new thing that'll get kids into listening to music physically, I'm all for it. If this is something that'll get them into it, then it's a win. Okay. Don't you think?
The upside on this is I've had to move many 12-inch records, and those suckers are heavy.
Yeah, they are.
So
Yeah,
if it gets the kids into it, and it's just 4 inches, that's much lighter than both the 12 and I guess the 7 inches.
Takes up less in their room.
I was the subject of a caper back in the day when someone walked out of a party with an entire crate of my album collection. And I've never got them back.
Oh, bummer.
And about 3 months later, when I was moving apartments, I was like, oh, it's okay.
That's okay.
It's one less giant, heavy thing that I have to get help moving.
Right?
Yeah.
Yesterday, we talked about the NFL no longer allowing teams to hand out smelling salts, much to the chagrin of 49ers tight end George Kittle, who was ready to just walk away and quit football altogether. Well, that rule apparently wasn't very well clarified because today they're saying it doesn't apply to players bringing their own smelling salts to practice or a game.
Oh, my God.
The NFL Players Association said that the league hadn't informed them of the new policy before it went out, but that, quote, this policy does not prohibit player use of these substances, but rather it restricts clubs from providing or supplying it in any form. And they talked about it masking concussion symptoms.
Yeah.
So why are you making a distinction on who provides it if you're so worried about it?
Because Kittle went public and started bitching and complaining. This is the lesson. Always bitch.
Yeah.
Always complain.
Throw a hissy fit.
Work the refs, baby.
Yeah,
Work the refs.
I suppose. There you go.
Speaking of working the refs, probably not a need for that tonight at the Target Center as the Washington Mystics come to town. They're 3 games under 500. The Lynx sitting right now at the 25-5 mark. That is 6 wins more than anyone else in the league. Go see DeJounte Carrington's first home game as a member of the team tonight. Also tonight, the Royals come into town at 7:10 in a battle of the woulda, coulda, shouldas. This is the first home game since the fire sale last week. Just think back 22 months ago, just in the blink of an eye, 22 months ago, after beating the Blue Jays in a series in the postseason.
Yeah.
Carlos Correa, here's a quote. We're going to be in this spot once again for a long time. If you look at the group of players we have here, they're young. They're going to be here a while. We're building something special.
Chance.
That's a quote from Joe Polad right there.
That's exactly what that is.
Yeah.
Just 22 months ago. Wow. Were we really ever that innocent?
It's just nuts.
Speaking of the NFL, go ahead.
I was just going to say, I am kind of curious, though, to see this little engine that could. Granted, it's a self-inflicted little engine that could, but I am kind of curious.
Let's get a new owner in there. And then we'll start up the hill.
Yeah.
In the NFL, there are several rule changes ahead of the season, as there always are. They constantly tinker.
Yeah, they do.
Touchbacks on kickoffs now coming out to the 35-yard line. From the 30 to the 35, the hope is that encourages more people to actually attempt to run back a kickoff.
Yeah.
Because you don't want to just give someone.
Right.
You want to kick the ball deep. You know, you're trying to discourage the kicking team from simply booting the ball out of bounds because now you're giving them the ball at the 35. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
First downs will be measured electronically.
Of course they will.
Oh, really?
Your great grandpa and the chains. Gone.
The chain gang's gone altogether now?
No, they're still there as a backup.
Oh.
But only in case the first down electronic surveillance system that they use in every other sport on the planet goes down for some reason. That is way overdue.
That's fair.
Yeah,
I mean, they've been doing that at Wimbledon forever.
Yeah.
They do that in soccer. There's
good
no,
point.
it's like, come on, guys, put a chip in the ball and tell me if it's a first down or not.
Yeah.
It's real easy.
Yeah.
The bow and arrow is back also. The bow and arrow celebration, it's okay to do it now. After last season, it wasn't.
Oh, that's really
so funny.
It's funny how all the other sports take 5 years to implement one rule. The NFL's just like, let's try it, see what happens.
No, it's like little kids with Legos. Every year, the owner's getting, let's change it. And it works because we all talk about it and we all get excited.
Yeah.
Hey, Credit River, glad to have you with us this morning. Credit River.
Hell yeah, Credit River.
You know what river Credit River's on?
What river's that?
It's on Credit River.
Is that true?
Yeah, I looked it up. I was curious.
Fair enough. I'm glad to know that.
Gorman in the morning. Coming right back. 92 KQRS. Streaming from 92KQRS.com. Gorman in the morning is back. 92 KQRS.
Gorman in the morning, Minnesota's 92 KQRS. If you ain't learning, you ain't living. And boy, did I get some living in yesterday. I love being proved wrong. I truly do. Because every time I'm wrong, I realize, I just got smarter. I just learned something new.
Yeah.
Okay.
I laughed at the notion of grape jelly on a burger.
Yeah.
Until I took a bite.
Same.
And I want to cuss. Oh, my God, it was fantastic.
So good, yeah.
Last night at King's Place Bar and Grill, strapped on it, not the size feed bag I was thinking I would get into, but it was because I enjoyed it so much I didn't want to ruin it by gluttonizing myself.
Sure.
But King's Place Bar and Grill, first of all, thanks to everybody there.
Huge thank you.
What an awesome staff.
Yes.
The crew there is phenomenally accommodating and receptive and warm and wonderful.
Yeah.
And good God Almighty, sincerely, better than predicted, better than there was no hyperbole. There's no way to appropriately describe how awesome those burgers were.
They won KQ's bestest burger in town, and they lived up to that, and maybe even exceeded that. But
they have some super fans.
They earned that title.
Yeah.
We met people who there are I think 120 burgers is what our server, the gal that worked with us, Jen.
Yep.
I think she said there's 120 burgers on the menu.
Yep.
She alone has had 191 because they come and go. I met a guy at the bar who had a spreadsheet.
Yeah.
He was keeping track of all of them that he had eaten, and he had his top 10. It was just unbelievable. Jeff and Terry, the couple of the owners, just they're just amazing.
I like
Fantastic.
how you said that Jen worked with us because the menu is really extensive. She broke it all down like a playbook. It was crazy.
It was fantastic.
I said worked with us because she did more than just be a server. I mean, she was unbelievable. I mean, that's the one thing is they haven't really brilliantly broken down their menu.
Yeah.
But it's overwhelming at first, and she just made it all like, oh, here's this, and it made it easier.
Not only did I enjoy a burger with grape jelly on it, for the first time also green olives on a burger. What have I been missing? Oh, my God. It was... it was everything. Every bite of everything I had was fantastic.
So,
I would be remiss if I didn't. Quick shout out also to the boys at Ames Construction. They listen every morning.
Oh yeah.
They were in the house last night.
Nice.
I met John.
Get after it, Ames.
Very cool. Very cool.
Yeah.
My favorite thing, they encouraged. Not only do they have this massive menu, but they encourage you to go rogue, which means like make up your own burger on the spot. As long as they have the ingredients, they'll make it happen. We had talked about bacon jam yesterday, and so I was talking to Jen about bacon jam, and she's like, well, let's see if we can recreate it. And so we just thought through the ideas. She put bacon, onion, maple syrup, and grape jelly on a burger together, and it turned out to be pretty darn good.
That's great.
And then now it sounds like it's going to go on their menu, and it's going to be called the KQ Jam, is what I'm being told.
Right
so,
on.
Yeah.
I mean, don't hold them to that quite yet. They might need to work out the process.
They said it's officially official, so that's why I asked. I said, can I say this tomorrow morning? They said, yeah.
All right, so real quick, Steve, what did you have to eat?
I had some. What was that? It was like fried pickles or something.
They were basically
they're called frickles, I think.
Yeah.
Whatever that starter was.
Pickle fries.
Yeah,
basically.
pickle fries.
Yeah.
Okay.
Great. Regular fries, great. The chips were great. I had a burger called I don't know. It was called the H.G. Wells. It wasn't that. It was something I've already forgotten. RWC. Whatever it was.
It was green olives on it.
There were green olives, pickles. Jalapenos, barbecue sauce, hot sauce. It just had a bunch of stuff.
Okay.
And it was in every bite. I mean, I told myself I'm just going to go really slow. And I was about 3/4 of the way through the burger in 41 seconds. And I was like, I have to put this down and stop eating because I'm going to get another one and another one. It was awesome.
Yeah, it really was.
Fletcher, I saw 3 burgers in front of you last night.
It was like I only ate like maybe a third of each of them because they're so massive and so good. But the one that really stood out to me was jalapeno poppers, maple syrup, cheese, and something else. It was kind of the same thing as what you said. It's just like, these ingredients don't make sense, but then you're just like, okay, but it's like going to a restaurant where you just went in Rome, right? You trust their tactics, and it was also fantastic.
All right, game on.
Yeah,
were you happy with your choices, Ryder?
With my hams?
Yeah.
Hell yeah, I was happy with my hams.
Yeah,
they
you
got
were.
special deals and stuff like that. I'll bounce back down there. I was too busy chatting with
I know.
everybody.
No, you were working. You were actually working.
Yeah, you were nonstop.
So thanks again to King's Place Bar and Grill. Hey, next week we'll let you know. I think we got another something planned at some point. We're trying to get out a little bit more often, and because we're having a great time. So thanks to everybody who showed up. It was great to see you guys. Hey, check this out. A couple just got married in Las Vegas. Nothing unusual about that. Lots of people go to Sin City to get hitched.
Sure.
Hell yeah.
This, however, stands out because the wedding was officiated by a guy named Manny Mayo. Manny Mayo.
That's a funny name.
He's not a shortstop from the DR. No, Manny Mayo is the Hellman's Mayonnaise mascot.
Oh, sure.
That's right. In the costume, Manny Mayo, the Hellman's mascot, is now officiating weddings, apparently. Wow. This actually was a It was an offering from the Hellman's company. It was a contest, and these people submitted their names and said, yes, we would like to have your mayonnaise mascot marry us, and that's exactly what he did.
Okay, time out. Most mascots don't actually talk.
Yeah.
Like if you meet Goldie Gopher or Nordy or whatever,
Okay.
they don't actually talk to you. So
Right.
how is he officiating this wedding? Is it like cue cards?
It's simple.
Like what is happening?
It's simple. Goldie and Nordy are animals. They don't speak English.
Okay, whereas...
Mayonnaise speaks English.
Is that right?
Oh.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Well, that would
Okay.
explain it.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, mayonnaise must be able to speak, and it must be pretty darn convincing because apparently it convinces people to use it and taste it and eat it.
I think you guys spend
Doesn't
a lot more
work
time
on
in
me.
the fridge
Oh,
than
I like
do.
it. I like it. Yeah.
I can mayo to me has to be in something as an ingredient, but but spreading it on a piece of bread for a sandwich, I can't do
Okay,
it.
so you'll eat an egg salad.
I will.
But you're not going to have a ham and cheese and put some mayo on the
Not
bread.
a chance.
Got it.
Not
Cool. Just
a
good to
chance at all.
clarify. Yeah.
No, but so they were so it all went off without a hitch. It is a legal wedding. You know, I guess Manny Mayo did have his documents in order.
Yeah, filed that license, yeah.
I would like to. There's no audio, sadly, because I'm curious as to what a jar of mayonnaise sounds like.
I'm telling you, he must have just pantomimed or something.
I think
Could
he's
have
got
been.
a high voice.
Could have been.
I think he probably talks like this a little bit.
Well,
This
here's an
sort of
actual
thing.
quote. Like chicken tender dip and chicken tenders, marriage is a beautiful union of two special flavors that just work together. It was a chicken tender dip themed wedding.
Oh. they got a stipend and the free wedding out of the bit.
What if a condiment was going to marry you? What would you go with? I'm telling you right now, I would have just to class the joint up. I would have gone with Grey Poupon.
Grey Poupon.
You know?
Okay.
Yeah.
Or
Very British accent, yeah?
Yeah. Well, that's more French. Grey Poupon.
Oh, yeah, good call.
Coleman's, if you want to get English, hot, sure, that'd work.
Are pickles a condiment?
They can be.
No.
You can
What?
you can perceive them as such.
Yeah, okay, that's what I would have marry me.
Well, dill relish, that's a condiment.
There
Okay.
you go.
I'll
All
do
right.
that. I would
Let's
like
do
to have
some
pickles
Cholula.
marry me.
Let's
yeah.
get it spicy.
I'm a fan of Cholula.
Oh, okay, now you're talking.
You know what's at my house right now? The bottle of Cholula that's way bigger than you think it should be.
Ooh, I have one of those too.
Yeah.
I go to a special grocery store to get it.
Yeah, you do. You and me both, sister. There's no shortage of Cholula. If my son's coming to visit, we have to get Cholula and Tapatio. They have to have both.
Fair.
Because, we've allowed him to put us in a position where we recognize the need to provide those for
both
him.
of
That's
them?
my fault.
Can I change my answer? Because this is really important stuff.
Go with it.
Frank's Red Hot.
Okay.
1,000%.
All
I don't know why I didn't think of it, but that goes on just about everything in our house.
Now, Rosemary and I were not married by a condiment. We were married by the
No.
guy that ran the video store on the island where we were married.
Okay,
That's
well,
a little different.
At least he's vocal.
Yeah, we were going down to, it was St. John in the U.S. Virgin Islands, and
Yeah.
we had stayed at a guy there was a guy on the island. His family's still there, and they had a few houses to rent. We'd stayed at one of his places, and I called him and said, "Hey, we're thinking of coming down." And we're thinking about getting married while we're there. And he said, "Great, I got a house for you." He goes, "What do you need?" I said, "I don't know. What do you got?" He goes, "Do you want flowers? Do you want a guy to cook you dinner that night? Do you need someone to marry you?" And I said, "Yes to all those
All of
things.
those.
Great.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, this is awesome." And he said, "Okay." He said, "Well, my friend who runs the video store, he can make that happen." And I was like, "Great." And I gave this guy a call. I said, "Hey, Don gave me your number. We're going to be down there. Here's a date. Can you marry us on this day?" And he goes, "Yeah." And then he goes, "What's your schedule?" And I said, "Well, we're just putting it together." He goes, "Okay, because the store closes at 4 usually, but sometimes it's more like 4:30 if we get a rush. You never know." I tell you what, I'll just let you know when the last customer leaves, and then you got to give me like 20, 30 minutes, but then we'll do it. And I was like,
What?
"Cool."
Okay.
That's the time what time's the wedding? About 20, 30 minutes after the video store closes. That was our day. It was pretty laid back.
Wow.
Pretty
So-
laid back.
That's kind of awesome, though.
It was great.
So it could have been bumped, your union for a lifetime.
Yes.
It could have been bumped back because somebody couldn't decide between E.T. and Dogma or
Think
something
about it.
like that.
It was bumped for reasons like that. Yeah.
Think about it. Yeah. Be kind, rewind.
Well, that's what I was going to say. There's more to it than just the guy there. If you don't rewind and you make them rewind,
Yeah.
then someone's wedding
He's getting out late.
is on hold.
Yeah.
You got to do these things.
Yeah.
651-989-ROCK. Any quirks in your wedding? Any unexpected little knuckleballs, if you will? Or were you kind of like us and you just said, whatever happens, it's fine. We all know who we are here. Oddball weddings. As I mentioned, we were married by a dude who ran a video store. Not even like a Blockbuster. It was just like Mike's.
Yeah.
Mike.
Mike and Al's videos or whatever.
Sure. Blockbuster hadn't made it to that tropical island.
No, not a chance. Not a chance at all. Paul, you've been an officiant. Were you wearing a costume, a mascot costume, when you married somebody?
It would have been awesome, but no. I mean, I wore a shirt and tie and stuff.
Okay.
That's a costume to me.
And so what was the backstory here? Someone came to you and said, will you marry us? And so you said, I guess I got to fill out a form or something?
You have to go get your license or whatever.
Okay.
It wasn't arduous, but you have to get your license. I was, I'd like to be sarcastic and silly about it, but in all honesty, when like a hockey buddy asks you to marry him and his wife, it's like, it's about as big an honor as I think there could be. And so I basically felt like I have to say yes. In experience, something I've never done before, chance to learn. They wrote out a lot of it for me, which was nice. I put in some of my own words, etc., but I'll never do it again.
Okay. Good to know.
That's a lot of pressure. That's the biggest day of your life up till that point.
It's a one and done. I like
100%, yeah. So glad I did it, but I don't think I'll ever do it again.
Ryder, oddball weddings, what comes to mind?
A buddy of mine, his cousin got married on the steps of U.S. Bank Stadium right before that very first Metallica show.
Oh, really?
Oh, wow, yeah, that's cool.
It was the two shows that opened up U.S. Bank Stadium were some country artists who I'm forgetting, and freaking Metallica.
Nice.
So, yeah, it was Metallica fans walking in, and then I've seen the video, the two of them sitting there with their officiant just getting married, and then your reception is Metallica.
Yeah, that works.
That's
so
a pretty
cool.
good reception.
Yes.
I'm
trying to think of a romantic Metallica song. Nothing really comes to mind. Ride the Lightning might not be bad for the wedding night.
Probably not bad.
And nothing else matters.
Oh, that's
Oh,
good.
okay.
Yeah,
You can
I like
just
that
make
one.
it. You can make it your own reality that day. You know? We got
sad but true. No,
Oh.
probably
Oh,
not.
man.
Probably not a good one.
I like Riders Ride the Lightning. That's another good one. Yeah.
I did walk into a bowling alley at one time, and I'd missed the ceremony, but the bride and groom and everyone else was just throwing a few frames.
Oh, hell yeah.
They'd just gotten married in the bowling alley, and then they were letting loose.
Nice. I
On
like
the
it.
waxwood. It was great.
We got a text from Kim from Hudson. Before my wedding, when we were doing pictures by the Unity candle, the photographer kept having me lean my head in more and more until my veil burst into flames.
Oh, no.
Luckily, we were able to put it out. Luckily, we were able to put it out quickly, and we were able to hide the damage to the veil. But I was damn lucky that my whole head didn't go up in an explosion with all the Aquanet that I had in my hair since it was 1990. That's Kim from Hudson.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Good Lord.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah,
Oh,
exactly.
no, OGs
It
indeed.
could have been an OGs for sure.
My nephew Jeff got married in 2018 on the coast at a small little town in Virginia somewhere over off the Chesapeake Bay. And it was 100 degrees at his in-laws' beautiful rolling estate on the water.
Sure.
Swampy.
And just cooking. And, I'll just say this. It was so hot that at some point the bride was in the pool in her wedding dress.
Oh, I don't doubt. Those things are hot and
Just
heavy.
like, she's like, screw this. I'm going in. Keep those oddball wedding moments coming in. 651-989-ROCK. 651-989-ROCK.
7625 if you don't have the numbers on your phone.
There you go. We are soliciting and receiving countless oddball wedding moment texts. Holy smokes. Paul Fletcher.
A lot of them. Married in a Harley shop. Our motorcycles were part of the ceremony. Of course they were.
Yeah.
Yes.
Why
Sure.
wouldn't they be?
Hey, do they do weddings at Menards?
Oh, there's only one way to find out.
I know.
Maybe
Well,
you and Mr. Ryder should renew your vows
I
at
think
Menards.
it's appropriate.
He's saying that we need to do that at like the 5-year mark because it was a COVID wedding and a bunch of people didn't get to hang out. And he
Sure.
wanted to do the Eagles Club, which does seem like a go-to for us. But man, that grand piano at Menards on the second
Come
level.
on. I would learn
Yes.
how to play a wedding march if you got married at Menards. I would take the time to learn how to play one song on piano, and I would knock that bad
And
boy
it's got
out.
those weird escalators, like that
Sure.
you put the carts on. That would be really cool.
And
That'd be great.
The way I could contribute is I would get outfitted with a feather boa and lay across the piano.
Very nice.
I can bring the sex.
We've got
really-
a plan
really
going.
set the mood.
How about this one? Attended a low-budget outdoor wedding at a park in western Minnesota. Super casual, and during the ceremony, I cracked open a beer.
Yeah.
It was loud enough that it made the video, kind of like the Bush commercials.
Oh,
Bush.
oh, that's great. You know, every now and again, you'd get the perfect can opening sound, you know, and especially when it was in the old pull tab days, because it'd be like, and then
Yeah.
that little ripping that thing off.
Hell yeah.
There's two sounds that every now and again you'd knock them out of the park, just like the commercials. The beer can opening.
Yeah.
And then occasionally you'd take one potato chip, and as you were eating it, it would go like, it would just make that TV
crunch.
Commercial.
Yeah.
And then I would spend the rest of the bag trying to recreate it, could never get it right.
Right.
Like, don't tell me I have OCD.
You guys want one more?
Yeah.
Oh my God, this one's actually gnarly. Daughter's wedding 10 years ago. Wedding party, all standing around the cake. Best man and groomsman shoved groom's head into their cake.
Okay.
But it was held up by wooden dowels. He had a hole in his lip, cheek, and just missed the eyeball. I mean, he's got a gash. Yeah, the groom. He's got a gash in his eyelid. Like, he's lucky to have both eyeballs.
Oh, man. Do they still shove faces in cakes, or have we gotten over that by now?
I haven't been married in 15 years, so I don't know for sure.
I haven't seen it in person, but somebody hit us up on I think it was Dave from Andover earlier, said that just happened not too long ago, and I think his daughter's wedding too.
Are the same people who shove their faces in cakes, are those the same people that do gender reveals? I think it is. I think that's the Venn diagram is just as one little circle.
100%.
It's got to be.
Gorman in the morning. Coming right back. 92 KQRS. Streaming from 92KQRS.com. Gorman in the morning is back. 92 KQRS.
Gorman in the morning, Minnesota's 92 KQRS. Let's play Double or Nothing.
Yes, let's do it.
Let's bring out the wives to see if they predicted what you'd say. Well, kind of close. That's my Bob Eubanks.
Pretty good.
I don't dust it off very often.
Great.
When you and your wife are making whoopee. Okay, no, that's not the question.
Did they really call it whoopee in the 70s?
Oh yeah.
Hell yeah.
Well, on the Newlywed Game they did.
Okay.
On the Newlywed Game.
All right.
They had to come up with a term that was okay for TV.
Yeah, they had
friendly.
to. And it wasn't whoopee, it was whoopee.
That's right. That's right.
All right.
Here we go.
Boy, I was about to roll down a Bob Eubanks rabbit hole right there. Hey, listen, this is Double or Nothing. Adam Sandler tickets, King's Place Bar and Grill gift certificate, all this on the line.
Prize.
Contestant number 1, Steve in Minneapolis. Steve, good morning, sir.
Morning.
All right, you understand what we're doing here, right?
Yes, sir.
All right, I got 5 questions for you. Here we go. Number 1, besides Happy Gilmore, name an Adam Sandler character.
Billy Madison.
Very well done. All right, let's see. Number 2, what's a brand of beer you will often see at football stadiums?
Coors Light.
Finish the phrase, rock and roll blank.
Never forgets.
Wow, I like that. How about this? What temperature should it be outside before you swim in a lake?
70.
Nice and cool, baby.
Very
Name a
chilly.
band known for having a great guitarist.
Van Halen.
That'll work. All right. Nice job there, Steve. Let's see. Who have we got, Ryder, to match wits with Steve?
We talked to Chad last night. Uncle Chad, I like to call him.
Yes, we did.
And
I like it.
so if Steve from Minneapolis matches 2 of Chad's 5 answers, he is going to Adam Sandler. It's double or nothing. Here are Chad's answers. Besides Happy Gilmore, name an Adam Sandler character.
There's way too many. Opera Man.
I was sure you were going to go with Billy Madison, but my fingers were really crossed for Opera Man. What's a brand of beer you'd often see at football stadiums?
Miller Lite.
Finish the phrase, rock and roll.
Hoochie Coo.
Yes. How warm should it be before you can swim in a lake?
The lake or the temperature?
The air temperature.
70.
Name a band known for having a good guitar player.
Van Halen.
Oh! Wow! Steve-O!
Whoa!
Man,
That was looking grim for a second there.
tell you what, coming back off the mat to win the tickets. Well done, brother.
Wow, that was
Nice.
impressive.
Yes.
Okay, so not only did you just pick up Adam Sandler tickets, you got a $50 gift certificate to King's Place Bar and Grill. Well played, sir.
Cool, thank you.
You
Don't
got
go
it.
anywhere,
Sit tight.
okay?
Don't go anywhere.
I thought there was no way in hell somebody says 70 degrees.
Man, 2 of them.
Wow.
That's chilly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that is chilly.
Do we want to
We-
do we want to do some more?
Let's do one more. We got another $50 to go
Yeah.
get your grub on at King's Place.
All right, so let's move on to Stephanie in Chisago City. Stephanie, good morning.
Good morning.
All right, Stephanie, you're not playing for Adam Sandler tickets, but we do have a $50 gift certificate to King's Bar and Grill. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Number 1, what's the typical amount of money to spend on back-to-school supplies for one kid?
$200.
Name a reason people often fail their driving test.
Going too fast.
What is something most people have at their cabin but not at their house?
Jet ski.
Nice.
That's a good answer.
Name any player currently on the Minnesota Twins roster.
Byron Buxton.
There you go. And finally, what's a condiment you would not put on a burger?
A condiment. Barbecue sauce.
All right, fair enough. Good answers. Okay. Stephanie, we're going to see if you can match wits with whom.
We were hanging out with Dan at the bar last night at King's Place. Here are Dan's answers. What's a normal amount of money to spend on back-to-school supplies for one kid?
$300.
Oh, jeez. Name a reason people often fail their driving test.
Parallel parking.
Yeah.
What's something most people have in their cabin but not at their house?
Outhouse.
Name a player currently on the Minnesota Twins roster.
Byron Buxton.
Yes.
Oh, boy.
What's a condiment you wouldn't put on a burger?
Mayonnaise.
There you go.
Dang,
Oh,
Stephanie.
bummer, Stephanie.
We thought we were going to have another come from behind right there. Sorry to say it didn't quite add up.
No, we can bounce on to one more if
Are
we
we
want
gonna
to give
let's do
Luke
it.
a crack at
Yeah,
that.
all right.
Yeah.
Luke in Waconia. Luke, are you still with us?
Hey, I'm here.
Right on, brother. All right. You know what we're doing now. Are you ready?
Yeah, let's do it.
Question number 1. Name an animal you could catch with your bare hands.
Chicken.
Better way to spend a hot day, at the pool or on a lake?
The lake.
Name someone in Happy Gilmore, but not in Happy Gilmore 2.
Luke.
Grandma.
What's the perfect hour of the day to start a bonfire?
8 p.m.
8 p.m. And finally, name a car brand most people would consider to be expensive.
BMW.
Nice. All right, Luke. Good job there. Ryder, who we got?
We chatted with Christine last night at King's
We
Place.
certainly did.
Yes, and she had the burger earrings on. She was all ready
Christine
to go.
was ready.
And here are Christine's
Salt and pepper
answers.
shakers.
Oh, yeah.
What's an animal you can catch with your bare hands?
Mouse?
Better way to spend a hot day, at the pool or on the lake?
On the lake.
Yeah.
Name someone in Happy Gilmore who is not in Happy Gilmore 2.
Bob Barker. Thank you.
Yeah. What's the perfect hour to start a bonfire?
7 p.m.
Ah,
Name a car brand considered expensive.
Come on, Christine.
Land Rover.
Luke, nice effort, brother. Sorry to say, wasn't quite enough. That's going to do it for Double or Nothing Today.
Man.
That was, first of all, Steve comes in right off the mat, down 0-3, comes back to get his 2, and then a couple of close calls. That was a good run of answers.
It
Eddie
was.
Van Halen for the win, always.
Always, yeah.
In Happy Gilmore, but not in the sequel. That was a tough one.
That is
that's
a
a
tough
good.
one.
But Grandma's a good answer.
So many people are dead.
Chubbs Peterson. That's the first one.
I haven't seen the second one, but my first thought was Bob Barker.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good call.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, of course, that immediately led me to remembering to tell you to spay and neuter your pets. All right. Gorman in the Morning on Minnesota's 92 KQRS. Led Zeppelin put out their first album in January of 1969.
Mm-hmm.
Jimmy Page had been for a few years. He played in a band called the Yardbirds.
Sure.
Yeah.
And while on tour with the Yardbirds in 1967, he went into a club in Greenwich Village, the hip Greenwich Village folk scene of New York City.
Of course.
In 1967, and he saw a guy named Jake Holmes. And Jake Holmes sat down and played a song called Dazed and Confused.
Right.
And Jimmy Page went, that sounds kind of cool. So Jimmy heard him play this song once. He was on tour with the Yardbirds on a night off. And then all of a sudden, the Yardbirds started knocking around a little jam that Jimmy called Dazed and Confused. And then Jimmy left the Yardbirds and he put together a brand new band. And it was called Led Zeppelin.
Right.
And Led Zeppelin went into the studio after only playing a handful of gigs to then make their debut record. And they put a song on their debut record with Robert Plant singing and adding a few new lyrics. And it was called...
What was it called?
Dazed and Confused.
Oh. Yeah.
Similar words over the exact same descending notes. Now the instrumentation's obviously very different. But basically, this is what it comes down to. Jake Holmes is like, yo, dude.
That's my song.
That's my song. When Led Zeppelin 1 was released, it said Dazed and Confused, written by Jimmy Page. And it wasn't until 2010 that Jake Holmes finally got enough attention and went to court and got Jimmy Page to go, okay, let's meet in the middle. So now it's apparently the official credit is written by Jimmy Page, inspired by Jake Holmes. Okay.
How much money do you get for being an inspired by muse?
I don't know.
Is it vary?
I would bet it's a lot more than he had on him at the time.
That's fair.
And so then now, so it was all settled and all good. But then just this year, Becoming Led Zeppelin, a documentary came out. And at the end of this movie, when they're showing the credits, because the documentary showed clips of the Yardbirds, not Led Zeppelin's, but the Yardbirds version of Dazed and Confused, it wasn't credited to inspiration by Jake Holmes. So Jake Holmes sued Jimmy again and said, dude, you got to put my name on there every time.
Yeah.
They have again now just settled the lawsuit. But it just got us thinking about the fact that this happens way more often than you might think.
Right.
As far as someone hears a great song or a part of a song and says, I'll take that, thank you, yoink. More often than not, in fact, many, many, many times these sort of things have happened. The band Oasis is out right now on this ginormous stadium tour. First time they've played together since 2009. And their second album, the title track, this is their biggest album in America. It's called What's the Story, Morning Glory. So I remember hearing that for the first time. And when I heard it the very first time, I went, hey, wait a minute. I've heard that riff before. That's an REM song. That's the riff for Morning Glory. Thanks, Pete Buck.
Familiar?
Noel Gallagher. Hey, that sounds good.
Let's use that.
I'm going to take that. And he just took it.
Almost note for note, right?
Yeah.
I feel like Oasis hid that under a lot of layers of other
They did,
guitars, so
yep.
I'd had trouble hearing it before, but I did hear it come through there.
Once you hear it, you can't unhear it.
That's
right. You know?
Yes, exactly.
And so when Noel Gallagher was asked about it early on, they said, that sounds a lot like REM. And he said, yeah, that's where I stole it from. He's just, what about it? Not the only time Noel Gallagher heard something in a song and said, I'll take that, thank you very much. So you may remember there was what's the group? The New Seekers had a song that became a Coke commercial once upon a time. This is back in the early 70s. I'd like to teach the world to sing.
And here I thought it was just a Coke jingle.
And then Coca-Cola took it and changed the lyrics to I'd like to buy the world a Coke.
Yeah.
And so then many years later, Oasis again comes out, and they that melody sounded pretty good to them, so they threw it together, note for note.
Wow.
Note for note. It's just straight. The first time I heard that song by Oasis, which is called what?
Shaker Maker.
Shaker Maker. I always get that backwards somehow. Shaker Maker. I saw Oasis in 1995 at Glastonbury, and they played that song. I'd never heard it before. And as soon as Liam Gallagher started singing, I was standing there with my manager, Pete, and we went, are they singing the Coke song? I mean, right away,
funny.
the first line, we were like, whoa, that's the Coca-Cola jingle. But no, it's Shaker Maker.
I think the first time I heard it, and I was very young, but I'd still heard that I'd like to teach the world to sing thing. I thought it was a parody. I thought it was like a middle finger from Oasis to whoever this old hokey band was.
No, it was just, hey, that's catchy. Let's take it.
They actually liked that song
enough
to make it their own?
Yeah,
sure.
Apparently. Or they liked the melody of it anyway.
Earworms, we all got them. We all got earworms. So many of these. If one jumps to mind, 651-989-ROCK. We did. There's I am seeing one text. Sorry to step on your toes, Paul, but Queen and Vanilla Ice. That's of course Ice Ice Baby and Under Pressure. Just the bass line. That's the only thing in common. 651-989-ROCK. Let us know what comes to mind when you say, hey, they ripped that off. At least my band had the sense to just actually play the actual cover.
For it?
Yeah. Like, hey, we're just going to take that Otis song and make it sound like Aerosmith's Walk This Way. I didn't say that.
Do we get anybody else with some stolen guitar riffs?
Oh, we got plenty.
All right, let me hear a couple of them.
Elmore James, Dust My Boom, and Led Zeppelin's Traveling Riverside Blues.
Dust My Broom.
Dust My Broom.
There's
right.
an
Thank
R
you
in
for
there.
reading that correctly.
Sure.
That one's for Jimmy.
I'm not familiar with Elmore James.
Elmore James?
Probably
not
know the
familiar?
song. We know the song, though.
Wrote a little song called Shake Your Moneymaker.
Oh!
Yeah. Yeah, kind of he's one of those guys. Been around for a bit. Wrote a couple of good ones. Let's see. Yeah, there's just I'm thinking off the top of my head. There's also a lot of parts of songs, not so much the melodies and lyrics, but like the Beatles song Revolution, that loud guitar intro. That John Lennon took that from a song from the 50s. The drum part, John Bonham's rock and roll drum intro, right from Little Richard's Keep It Knockin'. There's a lot of examples of these things all throughout music history. What about the ultimate corporate rock of the late 70s versus the grunge of the early 90s? There's a lot of people always mention the band Boston.
Oh, wow.
And who repurposed
is that
chord
you
progression? Is that giving you a feeling? Or does it make something smell? Come on, Kurt Cobain.
Holy smokes. I've never picked up on that before.
Yeah.
Really?
And now it's plain as day. Now it's like stubbing your toe. You can't miss it.
There it is.
Cobain used to do that in concert. He'd start off doing More Than a Feeling, I believe, a couple of times.
Right there.
I don't
blatant blind stealing like you're supposed to do.
I don't think we mentioned this one. How about Ray Parker Jr. and Huey Lewis in the News? Ghostbusters and I Want a New Drug.
Yeah.
Oh,
that one came in on the text, and that one has a story behind it, doesn't it?
Yeah, right. The Ghostbusters theme song. So I think they were working. Huey Lewis had "I Want a New Drug," and that track was there. They were thinking of putting that in the movie in some capacity, and then for whatever reason it didn't. Ray Parker Jr. was brought in to say, "Do you want to write a theme song to Ghostbusters?" I could be wrong, but I do believe he was listening to the track of "I Want a New Drug," and he just wrote something over that, not realizing it's a Huey Lewis song. Yeah,
holy cow! They were using "I Want a New Drug" as a placeholder,
right? As a placeholder
for the movie, and Ray Parker Jr. basically just copied elements of that song,
just wrote right over top of that.
Wow!
And so when Ghostbusters was a hit, Huey Lewis was like, "Hey, I'm gonna call my lawyer now," and they worked that one out pretty quick. Huey, no getting around it.
Huey's for sure got a case there, but I don't think you can totally fault Ray Parker because it's like they're using that as a placeholder. I mean, I don't know.
Sure. No, Ray Parker's not. He learned a long time ago. Don't ask questions. Better to apologize than ask permission.
For sure.
It's like Sly Stone. The man got arrested walking out of a jewelry store with a lot of diamonds. He goes, "I'm a celebrity, man. I thought they were giving me this stuff." Hey, man, don't ask questions.
Enough.
Yeah,
sure.
You get away with murder that way.
Gorman in the morning. Coming right back. 92 KQRS. Streaming from 92KQRS.com. Gorman in the morning is back. 92 KQRS.
Gorman in the morning. Fletcher and Ryder on Minnesota's 92 KQRS. Our bargument for Friday today, that is, real easy one. You can be the master of any musical instrument with the snap of your fingers. What do you choose?
All right.
Text messages flying fast and furious.
Yes, they are. Steve from Minneapolis says vocals, which is that's fair.
Good, because you can do it anywhere.
And he specifies
and your equipment is really light.
Yes,
right.
Exactly.
As high pitched as Prince and as low as Johnny Cash.
Oh.
Wow.
So he wants a range too. Doesn't want just that. The hurdy-gurdy, so I can be a half-assed folk singer.
Yeah, that works. Just taking a swipe at Donovan there.
What's the hurdy-gurdy?
It's like a wind-up toy, basically.
You gotta look it up. You gotta see it. It's
right.
Led Zeppelin in the Light.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
One of those.
Yeah.
That was from Bob, by the way. Rochelle says all those strings, though. Definitely the harp.
The harp
coming in classy.
Yeah, it's not the opposite of vocals. Not an easy one to you don't just throw the harp in the back of the Uber.
You don't.
No.
Go to the gig.
No.
I do want to go
not.
party with anybody who said skin flute.
Boy.
Those are my kind of people.
There they are. No shortage of skin flute submissions.
No, lots of those. Tracy said saxophone, and I'd play the blues. And Alan said already a kazoo master.
Well, sure. I tell you what, man, it's always a great thing. I went to the Boston Garden, the original, the old one.
Nice.
One time in 1993. It was already, we knew it was on its way out. They were going to build a brand new one.
Yeah.
So this is the old one that had the dead spots on the floor, no air conditioning, the historic barn in the middle of Boston. And I was there in 1993 against the Chicago Bulls, for whatever that was worth.
Oh, my God.
And they didn't have a single thing in 1993 other than an organ. They didn't have a sound effect.
Right.
They didn't have...
Yeah.
They didn't have anything other than... And the way that... I just imagined it to be a 141-year-old man at that organ because he was just like... I mean, it was, and everybody would be like, "Oh, it's still old Jake, charge!"
Yeah,
it was amazing. The
great.
timeouts, it was so quiet in there.
Yeah,
it was awesome. I was like, man, this is like going to a game. The Knickerbockers bring the ball up against the Celtics. That's what it felt like. It was great.
So great. That is great.
Yeah. Paul Fletcher, you, my friend, are the master of any musical instrument. What are you choosing?
How about the triangle? I'm just kidding. That way I could play Dinner's Ready. Would be my hit song. I said the triangle as a joke. Give me the bagpipes.
Man, really?
Sure, because they're odd and they're unusual and they can be obnoxious and but they're also beautiful and they're just weird. And I don't know about the kilt. Not certain I would do the kilt. But I think the bagpipes are weird and different and cool.
That's
interesting to me.
That's true. They very much are. But it's a little disconcerting. Been obsessed with bagpipes my whole life.
Oh, wow.
My dad shoved them down my throat. He would listen to very little music.
That had to hurt.
He would get on the bagpipe tip. Went to see a pipe and drum company, the King's Own Scottish Borderers from somewhere they played at Army base nearby, and we were kids and we all went. It's the first time I ever saw my dad cry.
Oh, damn.
And so it just I internalized, well, maybe he'll get off my back if I become a bagpiper.
Yes.
But I never did anything about it. But anyway, I will. I can get very emotional at the drop of a hat. I put up Scotland the Brave because if I put up Amazing Grace, I'd start to cry.
For sure. I don't know how the both of you are choosing bagpipes, which I respect and not.
Well, one of us is actually Irish.
Here's the thing, though. You chose the bagpipes.
I did.
I chose the bag. I can change that. But I didn't do it because my real answer, I was kind of playing the game a little bit, my real answer, but I didn't want to do it because you're sitting here in the room because I've always wanted to be a drummer. Since the day I was born, pretty much. I've always wanted to be a drummer.
I'll repeat this information. You're about 41 feet away from a drum kit that's set up right now. Let's go anytime. We'll stick you on there.
At some point, we'll get into it at some point.
And there will be video.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
Can I at least get a couple under my belt before there's video?
Them's the rules. You want to go go play the kit. It's going to be captured for all eternity.
Okay. Well, yeah, it's just, there's something cool about sitting back there. I don't want to be the front man. I want to be the dude in the back.
Something very cool.
The dude in the back moving all of that gear.
Back
Are you
seat.
sure?
Hey, man. Yeah. Backseat driver. That's how I've been running this game the whole time.
All right.
Coolest person in the history of rock and roll is a gal playing the drums. There's something super awesome and sexy.
You're not
going
to give a
about
specific name. Just any chick drummer.
Yeah.
Some random woman?
Hold on.
Chick drummers are badass.
But is that? Are you thinking like Meg White, or are you? Or does it matter if? Does it? Let me just ask my question.
Okay.
Is she still cool if it's an all-female band?
Sure.
Oh, okay. I thought maybe you were just
something.
thinking you see a bunch of dudes with a chick back there. You're like, that's cool. But no matter what, okay.
No, there's just something cool about a gal that can crush.
I agree. I agree.
Yeah.
I will say this. I lived in Nashville a long time. My favorite drummers in Nashville, there's two drummers in Nashville that I have playing in rock and roll bands and in the scene that I have for years. They're the two best drummers in town, both women, Megan and Sarah. And I'm like, I don't know where they came from, but they deliver the goods. They're badasses.
Excellent.
I am also a fan of a solid female drummer. 651-989-ROCK. What instrument at the snap of my fingers are you going to be a great procurer of? What's the word I'm trying to say? Screw it.
The mouth organ, a.k.a. the harmonica, and please don't ever call it the mouth organ again. That's from Bob.
Okay. Fair enough.
This is a really good one.
Okay.
This is maybe my favorite of the entire bargument.
Yeah.
And it's won by Mr. Ryder. He wants to learn to play the theremin so he can drive Ryder to insanity with all the eerie sounds.
What the hell is that?
The theremin?
That's betrayal is what that is.
That is betrayal.
It's the sound of betrayal.
That's pretty strong.
Man, no joke, I'm going to the doctor this afternoon, and I'm going to get a note that I am not allowed to live in a house with one of these things.
I realized a great instrument to be able to rock would be just the dog whistle.
Oh,
just to wind up every dog. You don't bug your friends. You just carry around a dog whistle and just entertain all the animals in the neighborhood. They all come running because they want to kill you.
You don't bug your friends. The dogs bug your
Exactly.
friends.
That's exactly right.
I like this one. It's not really a choice, but it's more of just an offer. It says, tell Steve that I play the bagpipes, and the group I play with gives free lessons. Come on, let's go. And the only reason I brought this up, main reason I brought it up is, by the way, we are at Harriet Island this weekend for the Irish Fair, which looks like a blast.
Yeah,
I know.
That's a big deal.
I would love to. I'm out of town this weekend. I would love to be at the Irish. I didn't even
Storm
know
playing
about it.
tomorrow.
That's
and some U2 tribute band called Rattle and Hum. And I'm just all the Irish Fair. Let's go.
Yeah, that would be a good time.
St. Paul, get after that if you can.
What are you going to do? I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to share a little something we call the last word with you, courtesy of the good Dr. Hunter S. Thompson.
All
a
right.
quick quote to get your mind right for the weekend.
Yeah.
Life should not be a journey to the grave with the intention of arriving safely in a pretty and well-preserved body, but rather to skid broadside into a cloud of smoke, thoroughly used up, totally worn out, and loudly proclaiming, "Wow, what a ride."
Nice.
That's the first thing I'm going to say to my doctor when I walk in there this afternoon.
That's right.
Hell yeah.
Lay it on him. On this very show, Gorman in the Morning, on Monday, we will have comedian Ben Katzner. He will be at Laugh Camp next week. Local guy, very funny.
Nice.
And, of course, the Monday morning mixtape.
Good times ahead.
We'll throw one
sure.
together. What's coming up more sooner, I should say, as in right now, Fletcher?
More sooner. I
Yes,
will have
more sooner.
Commercial Freedom just before noon. I got Avett Brothers tickets right around 1:30, and just after 10, I'm going to play a song y'all very much well know.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, we're really good with our words at the end, aren't we?
It's very Friday.
Yeah, it is very Friday.
Hadla.
This band's generally darker, more melancholic, but they had a happy accident, and the tempo and the overall key slightly raised in the studio, creating a song that you're going to know and love. It's perfect for Friday.
Wow, fair enough. All right.
Gorman in the Morning is also Gorman on the go. Get the 92 KQRS app and stream live or catch the Gorman in the Morning podcast anytime. 92 KQRS.